With little knowledge of the world of politics, Margaret Roberts entered general elections in 1950 and 1951. She was vying for the safe Labor seat of Dartford, but she lost both times. During her campaigns, she met a wealthy businessman, Dennis Thatcher, whom she later married in December of 1951. Dennis funded her studies to become a lawyer. Afterwards, Margaret Thatcher was selected as a candidate for Finchley in a conservative safe seat, which she won. In 1970, under the Conservative Party, Thatcher was appointed as Secretary of State for Education and Science. Under this title, she urged the need for academic success and imposed public expenditure cuts on the state education system. 5 years later, on February 11, 1975, Margaret Thatcher defeated Heath, the previous leader of the opposition, and she then became the new leader of the opposition. It was just 4 years later, in 1979, when she made history. It was called the 1979 Winter of Discontent. Teachers, nurses, garbage men, you name it, were all on strike. With the economy in decline, Britain's first and thus far only female prime minister was elected, Margaret Thatcher.
Very excited, very aware of the responsibilities. Her Majesty, the Queen, has asked me to form a new administration, and I have accepted. It is, of course, the greatest honor that can come to any citizen in a democracy. I know full well the responsibilities that await me as I enter the door of number 10, and I'll strive unceasingly to try to fulfill the trust and confidence that the British people have placed in me.
Ambitious and determined, she would revolutionize the economy. Margaret Thatcher had a remarkable career in politics. Her reforms and policies became known as Thatcherism. She cut social welfare programs, privatized certain industries, and reduced trade union power. She advocated for lower taxes and reduced inflation. Yet to some, Margaret Thatcher did very little to help them.
The Prime Minister is aware that I detest every single one of her domestic policies, and I've never hid that.
Under Thatcher, the poor became poorer and Britain became a more unequal society. In the early 1980s, employment rates decreased and never really rose again. Thatcher resigned in November of 1990 due to unpopular policy and pressure from the Conservative Party. Her role as Prime Minister is very controversial. Her reforms did away with student grants, she stopped pay for extracurricular activities in schools, and many believe that she ruined the United Kingdom's industries. Does the good outweigh the bad? Sadly, the Iron Lady died April 8, 2013. Whether she was a glorious and exceptional leader or an unfair and rude woman, her legacy will continue to live on.